Today I have a bit of a treat. I finally managed to get my hands on a 1901 Winchester 10 gauge. Unfortunately, unless the owner and I could come to an agreement on price, I'm going to have to send it back because it wasn't as advertised, the condition. No fault of the owner. It was hard to see that there's a few things wrong with it that were, but I figured I'd get a video up of it before I had to send it back, if I ended up having to send it back. This one here is from 1906, year of manufacture. As you can see, most of the bluing is gone on it. The wood is in pretty good shape, apart from one of the reasons here is what I think the original owner ended up breaking the stock, and as you see, there's a chip out of it. Well, you can barely see because it's been so long since it's been repaired. But if you look at the butt plate, you could see that there's no rim around it. So it has been taken off. At least a half an inch at least is gone on the stock, which pretty much turns its collector value pretty low and not worth what I paid for it. Apart from that, there is a screw that holds one of the extractors, keeps it from moving right down. That is missing. It was replaced with a little wood screw. So mechanically it's not sound either. And this right here is actually shorter than it should be. It's also broken, so that would have to be replaced also. So it might end up going back, and I figured I'd take time right now to make a video on it before I had to send it back, unless he decides that he could take off a few bucks. Anyways, this, as I mentioned, is a Winchester 1901. You could see the Winchester logo there. These guns were made only in 10 gauge. And are of lever action design, as you can see. Interesting gun, only about 20,000 of them, even less probably, or made. And they were designed before Browning came out with his 1897 pump. The 1901 is the smokeless powder version of the 1887. The gun you see all the time in video games and movies, where they cut off the back of it here. They put a big round trigger lever on it. They cut the trigger guard, and they cut down the barrel usually. And then you see them flipping it around. So you'll see a lot of the video games that they do that with. The reality behind it is, if it's an 1887 that they're using in those things, they're off the mark, because the 1887 was only in black powder. So unless they've got modern shells that they're reloading in black powder, you aren't actually going to be firing the 1887. Next thing, this is a 10 gauge, as I said, but it's 2 7/8. Standard for 10 gauge now is 3.5. So if I do keep it, I'll have to roll my own shells for it, and I'll probably make a video of that once again if I keep it. Anyways, as I was saying, this is a smokeless powder version of the 1887. A few modifications, including, as I said, the trigger guard's 2-piece instead of 1-piece, well, the trigger guard and lever, and that little thing locks it, or is supposed to lock it. Apart from that, they've just moved the logo, the Winchester logo, onto the back tang from the bottom to the top, and they've just made it stronger to withstand the pressures from smokeless. So until I get it, if I keep it, until I get the pieces fixed on it, I won't be able to shoot smokeless out of it either way. I might be able to shoot black powder, but anyways. This one here, like I said, the production run was from about 1901 to 1920. Seen different figures on it, and they've only made it in 10 gauge because they didn't want to compete with the 1897. All in all, an interesting rifle, and as you can see, something you don't see much anymore. They do have a few reproductions you could buy, but they're also pretty expensive and they don't work half as well as the actual originals. And I figured I'd just show you this just as an interesting historical gun. Anyways, thanks for watching, and if I get a chance I'll make a video of the disassembly of this thing here, the whole receiver, and I'll show you how the actual gun works. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these kind of videos, please subscribe and like this video. Thanks again.